to the job, So a good example is I thought of, if you saw the movie Hidden Figures, it was talking about based on the true story of three black women and how they helped NASA do the calculation that was necessary to land a human on the moon. So in the movie, it was during a time where they would have rooms full of people just doing calculations. That towards the end of the movie, IBM's computer was reviewed, and how instead of them fearing that they've lost their jobs, they actually adapted and learned how to use the IBM computer instead. So I think if we can have that kind of approach when it comes to new technologies emerging, which happens pretty often historically, as you can see. Every few decades, you would have a huge disruptive phase where everyone's like fearing for their lives, fearing for their jobs, saying that they don't have work. But instead of submitting to that fear, the common sense would be to just improve yourself so that you can adapt to the new world, and so that you can, instead of your current job, sure, your current title might be irrelevant after a while, but why don't you think about, the possibility of your job title changing to something that's even better or something that's even more advanced? So that I think is one main aspect when it comes to this, the whole AI versus humans element, is that humans are so focused on the fear of the change of the status quo, is that they always forget that change has been happening all the time. And you can't just say that, I don't want this change, so AI is a bad thing, like AI is replacing humans and all that. But the thing is, humans have been replacing humans throughout history. So can we say like, I'm against humans for taking my jobs, It doesn't work like that. So in the context of AI and HR, I think a good way would be to change yourself first before complaining about the change. And the best thing about AI is that, as you can tell, even though it's something that has been going on for a long time, and as Homan mentioned, it's actually in every aspect of your life, know that we actually still have a lot of time. Nothing is actually rushing us and saying like, hey, if you don't pick up this skill by tomorrow, you're gonna get fired. And this phase has been going on for a long time, and the people who are at risk of being displaced have been complaining the entire time instead of doing something about it, instead of like taking the time to go for training. So like, for example, events like this, there are lots of events, there's lots of materials online. Instead of using that as an advantage, again, they view that as an enemy and be like, hey, I don't like how all these people are sharing information on how to become more data analytical or data driven online. Instead, they view it as a negative thing. So I think, so in the context of this topic, is like, changes are inevitable, and we should know that there are a lot of ways for us to improve at this time. So like for me, my background wasn't in data science at all. In fact, data science is a general field, it's not just about programming or equations and all that. It's like, for example, a very simple use case of just understanding why a customer wants to leave, like churn prediction. So a lot of the basis of data science use cases is just that we have questions and we want to answer the questions, and the means of us in answering the questions through the algorithms and all those stuff is just because humans, a lot of times when we see data sets that are like slightly bigger in size, it seems like it's so random and it doesn't make sense to us. But to a machine, what is random to us is a pattern to them. So instead of viewing machine learning as a replacement, you have to understand that machine learning algorithms and deep learning algorithms, which are what AI is all about, are actually all developed by humans. So actually recently there's also even a experiment that was conducted by scientists where they only input very negative data sets inside an AI. So I think the article was like the first psychopathic AI, and the name was like, I forgot what the name was. So what they did was that instead of pumping images of regular things, they actually pumped information on like gruesome crime scenes, of like how criminals behave, how the characteristics that psychopaths have, and they created a psychopathic AI, where when they did like ink blot tests, a human were to see, let's say, a vase with flowers in it, the AI actually came up with the caption of someone is killing his wife, something like that. So that is what AI is capable of. It's what humans pump into the AI that trains your AI. So a lot of people, they think like AI will have its mind of its own. No, it's just that AI is the ability to train a artificial intelligence systems to think like a human. But at the end of the day, a human, if I were to be taught by a mafia boss versus someone else who is taught by the Dalai Lama, you can see that the outcome will be very different. So it's all about the training process. So unless there is a human that trains the AI into thinking that humans are useless, humans are dumb, and humans should be replaced, and that how a human behaves is wrong, then the AI will perceive humans in that way. Then if that thing happens, then perhaps we should be a bit scared of humans wanting to overtake humans. Yeah.
So, Omar, what's your idea? It's quite simple, right? We just have to